Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Married to Bravo podcast. It is Thursday night. Is it Thursday?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you guys, welcome back. This is a very late night live that we don't normally do. So many things to catch up with, you guys. So welcome. Thanks for joining us late. Guess who's back? If you're joining us live, you can see. Guess who's back again. Hype My Husband Chell is back. Tell a friend. How's it going, Chell?
I'm doing well. How about you, wife?
Oh my gosh, I'm doing so good. I'm just making sure our mic is on. We're back with Married to Bravo, you guys.
You just did the first married thing.
What did I do?
You gave me a job and then you double checked it.
I did. I double checked it. So as you guys know, if you've been following this podcast for a while, this show for a while, we've been through quite a few iterations. We started in 2017. I mean, that feels like forever ago. I bullied my husband, who didn't watch Bravo at the time, into watching Bravo with me so that we could have a podcast called Married to Bravo.
You would make me watch 6 episodes in one day sometimes. And then we'd have to do it.
I would.
Which left a sour taste in my mouth.
I would. Hello, Coco Nicole. If you guys are joining, hit the like, smash the subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to support the channel, Super Chat's a great way to do it. Also, you guys, we updated our Patreon tiers. If you're not a part of our Patreon, I don't know what you're doing, because Chell and I do Married to Survivor. Now I've talked him into Bravo and Married to Survivor. So every Monday night after 90 Day with Nana, Chell does a live for our Patreon only about Survivor, and we're covering Cook Islands. And then I'm also doing the Circle for Patreon only as well. So check out the tiers, link in the description.
When's your next Circle video coming out?
I'm going to do them this weekend. I'm going to do some. Oh my God. I'm so
excited.
I'm excited because I've been watching and it looks like I don't like some of the people that people like. So it's going to be interesting.
Who do people like?
We can't talk about the Circle right now. I can't.
Got it.
You have to be on Patreon or you cannot hear about my thoughts on the Circle. It has to be exclusively for my peeps. All right. We also created a join button here on the FB. No, this isn't FB. This is YouTube. I feel like I'm on drugs. Like, I'm tired. I don't normally go live this late. I was doing it for BB Can for a while. You guys don't need to know all this. Joleen, focus. Get your ADHD together. Okay. So we do have a join on Facebook, and so you can join. And it's just $3.99, and you get all the little emojis and fun stuff, because YouTube kept saying...
Is there an emoji with me in it?
Not yet.
Okay.
I have to get more supporters before I can add you. There's me, Nana, Tilly. Chell didn't make the cut this round.
I'm really having a great time with you.
I'm so sorry, kitty. Okay. So anyways, some of you have joined. Thank you. GP, I think, did you join, or did Skibo? I forget. Someone else with a cool name joined. But hello, you guys. Hello. Buckle up. Okay. So back to the point. That's how you can support. Otherwise, just being here is supporting. You don't have to give anything, but I'm just throwing it out there. All right. 2017, we started this podcast. Chell got really busy for a while, like really busy. Mm-hmm. He was doing big things in Hollywood. Then the Panakuchen hit. So while he was doing big things before the Panakuchen, I had Nana come on, Busy Blue. My friend Jason lasted half a second, but he kept getting too high and falling asleep during the podcast. So Nana and I are still going to cover our Beverly Hills, the shows that we cover, Orange County if it comes back, stuff like that. But Chell's back to cover what's left of the season of Jersey, and also New York coming up, because Nana doesn't watch New York.
Yeah, but we're not going to do overlapping. We're just one at a time. I
am not going to overlap my husband this time. I'm going to be a responsible wife. I'm going to try my best. Chell can tell you horror stories. When we started this podcast, we didn't have video. So I was so hard on Chell. I'd be like, I'd stop when we were recording.
You need to sound happier.
Yes, I was a crazy person. I go, you don't sound happy enough. Of course he's not happy. He didn't like Bravo. That's the point of the show, to get our husbands or our wives or whoever we're with, friends, family who don't watch Bravo, and get their take on it. That was the interesting part. But I would go, you're not doing it right. I was such a BI.
Just like with the microphone thing when we started.
I have issues. And one of them is how bad I need you. That's okay. Pearl Hart, thank you for the first super chat of the night. Hey, Joleen, love to see you with Shell. Just came here to support. Thank you guys for supporting.
Thanks, Pearl Hart.
Thank you. I can see you. I was literally joining as you said that. Yay. Okay, we're looking at YouTube as well, because you're supposed to get these little, you'll be able to use exclusive emojis in the live chat. And sometimes we're going to do membership only lives. Like what all the cool YouTubers are doing, we're going to do it too.
Okay.
We're going to pretend we're cool. We're going to pretend. Okay, so anyways, my husband's back. We're covering what's left of this season of New Jersey. Shout out to Brett Lee Clark joining us. As if Nana needs Beverly Hills substitute, call me. Oh, okay, Brett, I will keep that in mind. Remind me, DM me and remind me. Because you never know, or if you watch another one, because Miami's coming back. So let me know.
Did you like Miami?
You know what? Back in the day, I did like Miami.
What happened?
I don't remember. It's been so long since it's been off, but Wendy Williams said she would be a friend of the show on Miami. Do you know who Wendy Williams is, Joe?
Did she fart and burp at the same time on TV?
Is that the only way you know Wendy Williams?
Yeah.
Have you ever watched a full Wendy Williams show?
No.
How are you doing? Just shout it out. No? Okay.
No.
Yeah, she farted, she burped, she passed out. She had her cheating husband on the show for a little bit, or he was a producer. There's a lot to the Wendy stuff. So, all right. Well, you guys, we are here tonight. So, Chell, you're doing good. You feel good about this? I want to make sure you're comfy.
Yeah, I'm doing good.
All right. I don't want to be bossy. Is there anything you want to say? Any rules you want to set going forward?
If anybody's out there, please dial 911 on your phone. If I wink, please hit the other one and enter and send them to our address.
Hopefully people, no offense, hopefully people don't know our address. That's kind of creepy. I don't want to know people's address. I don't want people to know my address.
7730 Lexington Avenue, apartment 105.
We actually got mail there, and our old on-site person, she was nice enough to message us. So I said I'd Venmo her to, it's like something for work too. Okay. Anyways, you guys don't need to know this. We're going to be doing a little bit of housekeeping of our marriage during this podcast. So there you go. Yeah. Wendy is messy boots, but Chell doesn't.
Messy boots.
It's like you're so messy. Like she's just messy. You know what messy is, right?
No.
Because when Chell would walk in on me watching Housewives of Potomac, like it's naughty. And Giselle said, "Good morning. Good morning." And Chell's like, "What is that? That's not a thing." And I go, "It is too. Good morning. Good morning." Like, good morning. Okay. Like Hunty.
Is there an ending to that story, or
that was the whole story?
Because you just said I just walked in there's like a middle. I was just waiting for the ending so I could chime in, but it was just you saying you saw that.
That was the whole story. Oh, Jesus says, "I like Miami Housewives." Not the first season though. Yeah, it took a little bit to get into, but apparently they're filming again for Peacock, because I saw it on Instagram. There's your I used to have these little transitions. I feel like I've been out of the Married to Bravo game for so long. Mm-hmm. That was your Bravo. And it's not. What did you think of these transitions I made, Joe?
If it wasn't so like second thought, then it'd be good. Like, hey, let's talk about news, and then you click it. Yeah, but you're like, oh yeah, I got a transition. Here it is. Look at these ones. Do you know who this is, Joe?
Probably more September. For that is spring summer. September spring shows spring summer.
Got it.
Do you know who that is?
Wendy Williams.
No, that's Sheree from Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay.
I thought she was burping and farting.
She was burping in front of the camera. So I have these little clips, but I haven't figured out how to just play the audio, so I have to put a video behind it. So maybe my husband could help me. Look at, you're sitting in a very defensive position. Like I feel like
this is what's comfortable for this space.
We have this desk next to us, a desk in front of us, kind of a wraparound desk, so we're squeezed in, and this is marriage, kids. This is marriage. This is so like when Busy explains stuff to me, because he'll ask, do you know who this person is? And I'll be like, no. So now I get to explain to someone.
And when I was tutoring today, the little girl who I was tutoring, she told me if you say something's busted, it means it's good.
Really? Busted's good now?
Yeah, that's what she said.
We have to learn from a 9-year-old that, is she 9? Yeah.
Yeah, because we were talking about candy, and her favorite candy is busted. So,
is that what she said? That is so cute. Yeah. So she was like, "Oh, Chet, what is her favorite candy?"
They're pelons. They're like it's Mexican candy, and it's like a gel that's like sweet and spicy.
Have I had it?
I don't think you've had it.
I want to try it.
It's like a Mexican push pop.
Ooh, push pop. Push it for flavor.
It's not hard candy. It's like gel. It's good.
Oh,
I like
all right. Well, what do we just buy? Oh, it's bussin'.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I don't think it's busted.
Oh, okay.
Let's look it up. We're so old. Well, isn't bussin' like
I don't
bussin'?
Know.
Like song. Dropping it. Yeah.
I don't know.
Like
Oh, someone said it's bussin' and not busted.
All right. Well, we are just. Kelly, you're 4 years younger than me. You're supposed to keep me cool.
I'm not busted.
It's what you just say if something was really good. It's bussin'.
Oh, bussin'.
So
I misunderstood her. Then.
It's like that TikTok challenge when they're like bus. Do. Okay. Anyways,
good job, Joleen. We're so young.
We need help, you guys. Chell, look at even Coco Nicole was like, "Busted's good now." No, I think busted is always like that. She's busted. Like
you guys are busted.
In this episode, who would we say? Oh, in this episode of The Real Housewives of New Jersey, which is episode 10 of season 11, Sinking Ships, we would say that what's her face? I can't remember her name. Jackie's braid is busted.
Oh, okay.
It's busted. Like
bad.
Jackie's hair has been so bad this season. I haven't been able to talk about it, but we got to talk about it. Her pieces, so like she has pieces that she clips in her hair. I think she has like extension clips or something, but her real hair, it lifts and then you can see the partiness of it.
I don't think it's that bad.
The braid was flat and it didn't match her hair color. So she put a fake braid in, which fine.
Isn't that
cool.
contrast though?
It didn't contrast well. It was way too light and way too flat. You got to have some volume and you got to be kind of close to the color. So
maybe that's what's cool now though.
Jackie's 44. She's not cooler than us.
Got it. She's busted. She's not busted.
She's busted, not busted. Look at even your cousin Rami knows busted.
His street performer.
Oh, he doesn't know either. Yeah. He's old like us. He doesn't know anything either. Yes, Billy, the man is here. All right, so we got to get into this episode of The Real Housewives of New Jersey. So with Sinking Ships, so obviously we're just jumping into this season, and I apologize that we didn't cover the earlier episodes, but...
Why don't you give us the highlights from earlier episodes?
Okay, here's the highlights of the season thus far.
One highlight per character.
Oh gosh, you're keeping me on track, Chell.
Yeah.
I'm not good at that. Okay, let's see. Teresa's highlight is she was making up just erroneous lies about Jackie's husband.
Okay.
That he was cheating.
Jackie's highlight.
Jackie's highlight, she was really mad at Teresa because her husband Evan was like, how dare someone say I'm cheating? It's like, it's the Housewives, bro. They're either going to say you're cheating or you're gay. That's what you do.
Margie's highlight.
She got new tits.
That's it for
tots.
The season.
She got big tots and other stuff.
Dolores' highlight.
She got a new ass. And she is still with that doctor.
Okay, Jennifer's highlight.
She fell down. She hit her face on the cement drunk. Like she's drinking. She drank. But her and her husband seem very happy.
Yeah, they do seem happy.
They do seem happy. Yeah. I like it. Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Yeah.
And there's another one. What's the one with the hair?
Melissa. No, that was Jackie.
Melissa.
Melissa Gorga.
Oh yeah.
With Joe Gorga. Melissa she's doing well for herself, asserting herself, and little Joey Gorga he's just like, women should stand in the back. And I'm like, Joey Gorga.
I disagree with that.
I think that's how he feels. Me and Chell had a whole discussion. I don't like Joe's misogyny. It's not cute.
I don't think it's misogyny. I just think I think it's just that's what he's come to expect in his marriage. I understand that marriages have an evolution, but at the same time, he's just upset that there's some type of change and that's affecting how he's, spent time with his wife.
I know. Look at our daughters here, Chell.
Hi.
Della. Yes. Our Hernandez daughter.
If it wasn't for like the show, I don't think that Melissa would be doing all these things. I think she'd still be at home, and I think that for Joe, I think he sees, he's obviously threatened by the lifestyle change with her always being busy. It's all like, well, what about me?
You're being
I'm your husband.
So understanding on him. And I know that sometimes I have to be a little more empathetic, but I'm just tired of these little dudes. It's always the little ones that are like, I liked it the way it was. Well, people evolve and change, and that's about marriage. It's not like she decided I married you instead be faithful, and now I'm going to have sex with people. She just said she'd like to assert herself more, go to a bachelorette party, have a business that doesn't, I don't know how that business stays afloat. The most people I've seen in there are her and her daughter, and she was giving the clothes away.
Oh, yeah.
But apparently, it must be doing okay.
But
I don't know.
I think people go to the store and they buy something.
Okay.
It's just like when you go to Old Lady Gang. I mean, how would that restaurant stay afloat unless it was for the show?
But the candy, I don't know. Well, you're like, here's the thing with you, Chell. You're logical, and you're kind, and you want to see the other side of people, and that's not going to work for this show. So we're going to need you to be.
I'm done with this.
Little bitchier, okay?
I can see it from the other side. That's fine.
Okay. Angelica said, I was thinking she's still dealing with her eating disorder. She never eats. Yes. So
Who?
Jackie had a horrible eating disorder.
The hair one?
Yes, with the bad hair. So, and she talks about it a lot, but yeah, I think there might be, I don't know. I hate to speak on that because it's but
well, with eating disorders, there's a lot of hair issues as well.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why she's wearing those things, because she has hair issues. And here you are making fun of her.
No, I would never I'd make fun of her hair, but I didn't even think about that aspect. I just thought, oh my God, she's buying bad hair pieces and she has money. So I don't understand when people have money and then they just, the hair, even Paris Hilton dealt with times in the early 2000s, the early aughts, where her extensions weren't on point.
Yeah,
so
it happens. You got to try something though.
Yeah. Chell gives everyone the benefit of the doubt. Love that. He really does. And Morris said, you're a bad boy.
Hey, Morris.
So that's kind of what's been going on. Teresa's dating, lots of things. Marge is writing a book, which we see in this episode. So let's talk about the Marge first. Okay, because I like the Marge. What do you think of the Marge?
I like Marge. I've always liked when she came on. I think right around the time I stopped doing it, that's when she started doing it.
Yes.
But I like Marge. I like Marge's mom. I think they're super cool people together.
Yeah. You like her husband.
I love Joe. He's my favorite housewife of New Jersey. I think
he's your favorite housewife. Joe, Marge's husband.
Yeah.
What's his last name?
Not Gorga.
Joe Contractor. Joe Contractor that takes forever to
Joe
do their
Deere.
house.
It's Joe Deere.
Yeah, Joe Deere. So he's your favorite housewife.
He's my favorite housewife. I like that he's so laid back, but also he's just like realistic. And I think when you're on these shows, you might think higher of yourself, but I think he grounds Marjorie in a good way.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. I think they do. And we do see some fighting, Chell, and you missed these episodes. But when Teresa came on the scene, because the first episode, just to jump back a little bit, was when Teresa decided it was a good idea at a party to tell everyone at Evan, Jackie with the bad hair, her husband, at her husband's birthday party, tell everyone, I heard stuff around town. I think Evan's cheating at the gym. Do people really cheat at the gym?
Yes.
Well, you said that too quick.
Yes.
I know you don't go to the gym, so I'm not worried.
Yeah,
we don't
that's
go
why
to
you
the
won't
gym.
allow me to get a membership.
I was like, hell no. No, we did go to a gym for a little bit.
Yeah.
It was a hot yoga or hot sweaty. What
That's
did we
what
do?
you wanted to do. You wanted to do hot yoga.
Hot Pilates, but I didn't like hot yoga. Why didn't I like hot yoga?
The floor had the sweat absorbing floor, which is it looks weaved, but then every time you did yoga, you found hair on your face and stuff.
And what do I hate more than anything?
When I say no to doing this show.
That besides that, what's the
Hair.
second thing? Hair, finding hair anywhere, even my own. Ugh, disgusting. So she's like, I think he's cheating. And then they had this whole thing and they couldn't be together for a while, like Jackie and Teresa wouldn't apologize. Then she finally apologized. I don't remember what my original point was to that. Do you, Chell? Probably
No.
not. But but that so we're talking about the Marge. Let's just get back to the Marge. And if I remember what I was saying, you guys, I'll continue. Okay. So we have the Marge and Joe, and they're a good little couple, and you like him. He's your favorite housewife. And then we have Marge Sr., who looks really great. She's got some work done. She's cool. She's hip, but she's coming to terms in this episode with Marge writing her book and writing about her childhood, and that maybe Marge Sr. wasn't the,
Well, I think
best.
that I think that with their relationship, it was cool to see them talk about it. But ultimately, like if you were to write a book about your growing up, I don't think your parents would really understand what you went through.
No.
And that's what like Marge Sr. kind of went through. It was like this understanding that it was just weird and awkward for her.
When I tell my dad some things that happened during childhood, remember he was like, well, I don't think that. Like he'll just go, I don't think that happened. Nothing he did, but just like things that happened to me. He's like, I don't think that happened. I'm like, you weren't there, bro. You don't know.
You used to tell that joke where it was your parents were alcoholics and that
he didn't like it.
They went always to the softball game. They were just at the wrong softball field cheering for me.
I'll still tell that joke
Yeah.
when I could perform live again.
Yeah.
I'll still tell that joke. Yeah. No, my parents had a Nana was fine with it, but my dad had more of a problem of me talking about like my mom's alcoholism and stuff, because it's weird to have someone. So it'd be weird for Marge Sr. to have her daughter write a book, but she seems to be really supportive. But again, I can't stand when these housewives write books with ghostwriters. How do you feel about it?
Ultimately, they're probably pretty busy in their life. So if they have a ghostwriter, I don't mind it. I mean, the ghostwriter's name is on it, so it's not like it's them by themselves.
But they didn't write it. You talked to someone who had talent who wrote it. So it's your story. It should just be this person wrote it based on Margaret's story, and you get most of the money. That's fine. But
you're a business, and as a business, you have to have outlets, right? You got to make money.
For sure. I don't mind her making money. I just hate that it's so easy for these housewives who don't know how to write a book when like I couldn't find a publisher for my book. So I'm just
talking. But that sounds like resentment. That's what that is.
It is resentment. Thank you.
But for your own experience, not so much like it just allow these people to have their thing.
No, only Carol. I think Carol from Housewives of New York, obviously she wrote her own book, even though Avita or whatever her name was said she had a ghostwriter, which I don't think Carol had a ghostwriter. She's a real writer. And then I don't know if Bethany. I feel like Bethany probably wrote her own books. And that's it. Everyone like, but Chel, are you okay with living in a world where Teresa Giudice gets to be a New York Times bestseller? That used to mean something.
No, it still doesn't mean anything. It doesn't. There was this article that talked about how New York Times bestsellers, they have a dagger next to certain books. And what that dagger means is that people go in and they buy a certain amount of copies so that they can make the list. And so if you're going through the New York Times, you would see these daggers next to books, but people just take the title of like it was on the New York Times from a marketing perspective. But ultimately, a bunch of people just chipped in to buy those books. Like it was such a big thing during the campaign.
Oh,
like,
yeah, Trump's son.
Book.
Or not Don Jr.'s.
Was Don or Eric, or was it Don?
I don't think Eric can write. Don Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did. He wrote one.
Next to the New York Times, there was a little dagger because that meant that some publisher had actually just bought a lot of copies so it could make the list.
That's not fair. Okay, so I see what you're saying. So it never really meant anything. But it's hard when you hear Teresa. I think she had to do the audio for her book. I think it was Teresa or another housewife, but I thought it was Teresa, and she couldn't read the sentences in her own book. So at least when the Marge read her book on the boat in this episode, at least she could read the words. She had practiced, I could tell, and she was very proud of that sentence.
Yeah. You said that at one point.
I did.
Oh, she thinks she's so smart.
I was being so bitchy during this episode, you guys. I was like, oh, Marge is so proud of that sentence she didn't even write. So I'm so sassy.
Why are you hating?
Because I'm jealous, obviously.
God.
Like, I'm jelly. I'm peanut butter and jelly, and it's not fair.
Jelly of what, though?
I would like to have it be so easy. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to write a book. And now I'm an author. And then it's just so easy. There's someone who shows up at your house who goes, tell me about your life. Oh, I'd sit back. I'd crack a bubbly, a Michael Bublé, and just let her rip.
Yeah.
But writing is hard, and it's strenuous, and it's lovely if you love doing it. But it's hard to get someone to publish it. And yeah, you can self-publish, but it's like you want.
Well, that woman who was the ghostwriter, she owns a yacht from all the books she's wrote.
Is that her yacht?
Yeah, she said it was hers.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, so she's killing it. I'm sure, ghostwriters aren't complaining. It's just me. It's just me. Nobody else. It's me.
At least you can admit that.
I can admit that I'm peanut butter and jelly.
Of course.
And I don't even care. Yeah. Chel is so sweet. And they're so not so sweet. Exactly. Like Chel, I'm telling you guys, Chel is, if I was like Chel, I would have so many friends.
I don't think you would have a lot of friends.
Everybody likes you.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I have a lot of friends. It just means that they're like, oh, there's Chel. Hey.
But when people see, they're like, oh, Joleen.
But my phone's not blowing up. You're still talking to your friends from high school. I just had my cousin call me, and it was like the first phone notification I had in like 6 months.
Right. Shout out to Rami, who said he was going to watch tonight. Rami. Okay. So you're so kind. All right. So congratulations to Marge. She wrote a book, and she is sharing stories of when she was younger. And I think all women can relate to Marge's story. I think people that are Marge's age and women that are younger have all felt some kind of pressure or fear or sexual harassment or someone in a place of power. I mean, coming out of Hollywood, that happens, all the time. People in like the smallest positions of power, like they book a comedy show and now all of a sudden you're like, oh, you can't do the blah, blah, blah comedy show because if you do, what's his nuts will try to have sex with you. And if you don't do it, then he'll slander you or, make it really uncomfortable for you. So so Marge had admitted to, being young and she felt pressured but she now sees it as the boss had this position of power. And Jennifer and her had gotten in a fight about that, child, because Jennifer threw it back at her when Marge called out Jennifer's drinking. I think that's how it went down. And then Jennifer was like, well, you do stuff like I have sex with my boss. And Marge and her had this little moment. And I kind of did agree with Jennifer a little in that I don't think she fully understood how serious that was for Marge. Obviously, Jennifer, she doesn't have a lot of empathy. What do you think of Jennifer? What are your thoughts on her?
I like Jennifer's family dynamic. It seems like she's really in tune with her daughters and her mom and dad.
Mm-hmm.
I think that there's just a lot of history there, so that's why they're kind of going back and forth.
Yeah.
But I did feel in this instance, Jennifer was trying to apologize, and Marge didn't really understand that, and Marge was super defensive.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, like, Marge was on the attack. So I think that Marge was in the wrong in this instance, and it wasn't until Jennifer had to be like, look, I was trying to apologize, and this is all the stuff that I'm going through, that Marge was able to kind of like relax and say, I wish Marge would have said, I'm sorry, but she didn't.
Yeah, I think Jennifer felt attacked, so she attacked Marge. We know that Jennifer has like a dagger for a tongue. She isn't very tactful. We've seen it in previous seasons. I mean, I don't always agree with Jennifer, but I think that had she known the full story, maybe she wouldn't have thrown it back at her. But I think there's a little bit of emotional immaturity, or a lot of emotional immaturity that Jennifer has. And I think Marge has now almost started, it feels as though she has started enjoying going after Jennifer and thinking she's stupid and all this stuff, because after Marge, reads from her book and has this moment and tries to explain it to Jennifer, and Jennifer says, well, I think it was maybe lost in translation or something like that.
No, she had said that when you told me the same story earlier,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't understand that it came from this position of like, you felt like you had to do it because it was your boss. It felt like you came from this position because you're like, oh, cool, I'm in my 20s, I'm going to have fun, I'm going to sleep with my boss.
Yes, she thought it came from more of like a fun thing. So maybe Jennifer was doing a little slut shaming when she was throwing it back at Marge, or who knows. But yeah, she didn't know that it came from a place where she felt kind of taken advantage of.
So that's why she started apologizing before Marge jumped down her throat. And I think Marge was good to kind of see that it was getting too aggressive, because I think that's what leads you from fan favorite to like, why is she on there?
Mm-hmm.
And I think right now Marge is on top of like fan favorite.
Yeah, she's a fan favorite for sure. She definitely is. There's lots of things to like about Marge, but she will have to be careful how she deals with Jennifer, because there's a point where she might look like the bully because she's dealing with she has a lot more emotional maturity and maturity period than Jennifer does. So it's going to look at some point as kicking down.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she's going to have to be cognizant of that. But I don't know if she cares that much. But I think she gave an olive branch this episode.
Yeah.
She said, hey, let's bygones be bygones.
I think she realized that she was in the negative though before she let it go.
Because I don't think Marge is a bad person. I think some of these housewives are like, ooh. But Marge, she's never struck me as that type. But yeah. So they kind of make up for the time being. We don't know how it's going to go otherwise. And then Jennifer opens up her family dynamic this season, you guys, is cuckoo bananas. With her mom and dad, who have been together forever, to find out Jennifer's mom's story that she was 16 years old in Turkey and basically told she had to marry this 26-year-old man. That's gross. And then she didn't have a choice. And now I think all these feelings and things, at first I felt really bad for Jennifer's dad. And then once I heard her mom's story, I'm like, oh, no wonder. You just have years of resentment, and you're seeing I'm just speculating here, but I think she's seeing her life go past her. And she was never happy, and she didn't have true love, and she feels cheated, maybe.
Well, I think that her resentment's also tripled because the dad moved in while they were filming. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that the mom really wants to be portrayed in a certain light.
Yeah.
So I think that there's that aspect of it too.
Like she's embarrassed, just like the Jennifer's daughter said. Jennifer's kids are really smart. Her daughter, her teenage daughter, is so sweet, and she's very in tune with her emotions. I wonder if she's a Cancer like our dear Lucy. Mm-hmm. Now I know more about astrology like this much because I hang out with Miranda and Sarah.
Okay, cool.
But And you had a reading by Mama Bev.
Is this Sarah and Miranda with Joleen?
This is
okay.
Joe. But you saw Mama Bev and you liked that too. You're an Aries.
That was fun.
I'm an Aquarius, and this is very fun. But I really do feel, let us know what you guys think in the chat. I do feel for Jennifer's mom, and I do feel for her dad, because it's like, I mean, it's just, I can't get past the creepiness of 16 and 26.
But it's a different time. I like this. This goes back to something that I read recently that I think deals with now. What you're doing is you're putting today's cultural standards on what had happened in the past, when essentially back then that was actually okay, because it was normalized in there. Yeah, it was their culture to be like, I'm going to give you to this person. That person took care of that person. So for me as a mother or a father back in those times, I was giving my daughter to somebody who was going to take care of her. So like from their perspective, this was helpful, because ultimately if they didn't give her daughter away, like the daughter would just live with them forever. And from a family perspective, from a mom-dad perspective, they would feel like they failed in some sort of way by not marrying her off. So I think that what you're doing is you're putting today's cultural standards on what their cultural standards were back then. And we have to realize that that is totally different, because my grandparents, they were married at 13 and 14.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And so like you look at that and you're like, whoa, that's way too young. But again, that's different cultures. That's like Mexico. And that's how it just was back then. 13
and 14? And they were married so long too.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's their babies. But yeah, so it is hard to see in my, brain today in 2021 or whatever. And also culturally, even though we do have some southern states that the laws are a little different, I think, right? You can get married younger. Don't people send people to certain states? I don't know, guys. I don't know the specifics of it.
You trash talking states.
I'm not trying to trash. It's not the state. It's not the people in the state's fault. It's just I think there are some states that people can. Okay, I'm going to drop it because I don't know what I'm talking about.
Name them or don't talk shit.
Alabama. Is that one? I don't know. Arkansas. I don't know. I'm probably a liar. Okay. So we'll move on from that. This is a comedy podcast, not an educated fact podcast. This is all speculation. None of your business says Jennifer totally stole Marge's fancy moment of her book reading and turned it into all about Jennifer. Yeah, but I didn't mind because I was being
I didn't feel that
bitchy
way.
Mad.
I thought Jennifer was trying to apologize because there was that beef that they had before.
Ooh, the beef.
Yeah. And I think that she was saying, "Oh, when we had beef, it was not necessary. I'm sorry." And
they were bussing or busted.
They were busted. Their relationship was busted.
It wasn't busted. Yeah. It wasn't busted. But yeah, you still see the mom hurts and you see the dad hurts too. So you feel for both of them. Plus the dad is so little and like fragile now.
But he's old. That's what happens when you're old, right? And so like you don't think that someone could do that, but I'm sure.
Oh, I think he could do it. I'm just saying
sure
that's
when his youth, when he was a stronger man, you'd be like, oh, he looks scary.
Probably a dick. Yeah. So I like that at least the psychic and stuff. What did you think of that medium? That
was
psychic?
Last episode. Yeah. I don't know too much about that.
Yeah, you watched a little bit of it with me, but when she said that you have to be more understanding to your mom. And I think she does. She needs someone to hear her out. I mean, her mom is very old school traditional, and she must be really struggling with this. And, she doesn't have her parents, I don't think, anymore. And so, I mean, it's a very messy situation, but I do commend them for opening up this story to us as viewers, I guess. But it was so sad to see Jennifer's little daughter hear them fight and then run away crying.
Well, in this episode, Jennifer went to go talk to her daughter about it.
She did. What'd
you think about that? That was really cool. Well, it was real cheese when you're like, oh, what about school? And she's like, I'm on break. But it's like, but the cameraman's inside your room. So is the cameraman always inside your room while you're on break or at school or something?
Yeah.
But anyways, I just like that they talked about it. I mean, essentially what I've learned about being in a big social group, I've learned from Real Housewives, where you just have to go talk about it with someone, whoever that person was affected by, or with your group of friends. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's a random thing I realized about this. When Jennifer went to check on her youngest daughter, who's just like her, who's so cute. I forget her name. Who she had like the blue little ring pop, and she was like trying not to be sassy, but she couldn't not be sassy. So I noticed that her and then the oldest daughter, why don't these kids have anything on their walls? Maybe it's kids nowadays, but when I was a kid, you had so much shit on your walls. And I noticed they didn't have anything. It was so clean.
Well, you were encouraged with self-expression. That's
Yeah.
your culture, and that's probably different from what they're encouraged to do.
Yeah, I mean, the oldest daughter had a little bit, I saw, like, self-expression, but I just thought it was interesting. They just had very clean, nicely painted walls, but no posters, no nothing.
But I think their house is so big, I don't think that they actually filmed their real rooms, because that would be creepy in a sense. Like, if I was my parents and I had my children on television, I would set up like a guest bedroom as one of their rooms.
You wouldn't want people seeing, their real room. And they have enough rooms to do that. But Jackie threw some shade later in the episode at her house. She's like, this is like the Taj Mahal. If the Taj Mahal had a huge mortgage and no furniture. Because Jennifer's decorating style is not good.
Oh, okay. So you think it's Jennifer's decorating style?
Yeah. I don't think it's good. I think it's a lot. It's a big space. I don't know how to decorate big space. We've only had small spaces. But she has these weird, like, matching couches, like, tucked away in these little coves of the wall, if you will.
If you had that much money, wouldn't you hire an interior designer?
I would. I'd hire an interior designer if I had $5,000 more dollars. Like, I would in a second. We make Jake, our friend, basically help us with that stuff.
Yeah, you don't want to pay him, and
for
I'm
free.
like, give him money.
Yeah, and I'm like, he's my friend. He's putting it in his portfolio.
That's so rude.
Poor Jake. If
That's
we
so rude.
one day have, like, tons of money, he just likes spending my money.
Yeah, but still, you gotta throw him some money. He can't be doing it for free.
This next time,
if I did video editing for free,
I wouldn't let you.
You wouldn't let me.
No.
You'd be upset.
No.
And I'd be like, but I'm going to put it in my portfolio, Joleen.
No, I wouldn't let you.
That's
No,
what
I
you
will
would say.
totally pay him next time. But when it was our little West Hollywood apartment, he just had so much fun, like giving him money and then whatever. So yeah, it was good that they talked to her, but it's going to be a hard situation. The kids are going to see a lot of things, and I think it would be hard for me if I saw my grandparents hate each other. Because my grandparents they get annoyed with each other. Like, my grandma would get annoyed with my grandpa, but they loved each other.
What did she always say?
She'd be like, oh, he'd read the newspaper out loud. So when I would stay over there, she'd go, oh, shut up, Wally. If we wanted to read the newspaper, we would read it ourselves.
And then when she'd get frustrated with cleaning, what did she say?
She goes, oh, why don't you just stick a broom up my ass and I can sweep the floor on the way out? But she was sassy like me, you know. She's sassy like Nana. Like Nana. April says, children often forget that their parent was a person before becoming a parent. I definitely forgot. Like, I now talk to my mom about things, and I know we even talked to your mom and stuff, and you're like, oh yeah, you like had a life and you're a person and you have feelings.
Especially my parent, who was married before, she had me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird for me.
So you're like, you had a whole other marriage and a kid.
A previous life.
Yeah, previous life.
Yeah.
So it is.
Well, I think I read this once where it's like the weirdest thing about realizing when you're getting older is that when you're a kid, you're just watching your parents grow up too.
Oh, that's kind of sweet. It teaches you to have more grace towards your parents too.
Yeah.
Because I know I could be very judgmental. Surprise.
What?
I know. Weird.
When?
Very rarely. You guys very rarely see it. But I had to have more grace with my dad. I was hard on my dad.
Yeah. What's up, fuckface?
Well, I don't say that to my dad. Joe
Okay.
likes to tell the story that didn't really happen, but maybe part of it did. I don't remember.
The first time I met your dad, we went down to the basement, and then I was excited to meet him, and you walked up and you're like, "What's up, fuckface?"
I don't think I said fuckface.
And I was like, "Hello,
My
Mr.
dad
Lunzer.
was
Nice
like-
to meet you."
The boss growing up, and then as he got older, he became more of like a sibling almost relationship.
You think so?
Yeah, because Nana takes care of everything. And then it was like, well, I'm hungry too. And I'm like, me too, And then you're just like, Nana's just feeding us all. And he wants her attention. I want her attention. So it was like, what is he, my brother? What is he, a sibling? And we kid around. But I don't remember saying, what's up, fuck
You
face,
did.
But,
I remember. I have a good memory.
oh, God. Who knows what I say when I think I'm being funny. But yeah. But it is nice to maybe show our parents and stuff a little more grace. It's helpful when things get calmer through time. Yeah, through time. I think time heals or starts to heal or partially heals.
On
all
the
things.
yacht, we found out that Teresa was finally admitting that she's dating somebody.
Finally, and you haven't seen him, Chell.
No.
Should we pull up her boyfriend so you can see a picture of
Sure.
him? So yeah, Melissa's known about this, and Melissa knows that she cannot share Teresa's news, or Teresa will just turn on her.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. I mean, Melissa and Teresa have had such a tumultuous relationship. Okay, so this was on People a day ago, but I mean,
Can you share it on?
yes,
the
I'll share it with you guys.
Oh, he looks like out of shape Joe Giudice.
That is Out of Shape Joe Giudice.
Oh, okay. I was like, whoa.
I just showed Jill a pic. I mean, I'm just explaining in case you're listening later on iTunes, because I am going to start putting these on iTunes. So I showed Jill this pic of Teresa and Joe, and he goes, "Oh, it looks like Joe." It is Joe. So that's her ex, boyfriend. But her boyfriend looks like him, like a younger version.
Like a younger version of him.
I guess he looks more attractive than I remember.
Really?
Yeah, when I first saw these two together, I remember thinking, oh, no,
Luis Ruelas? Is that his name?
Yeah, Ruelas. I don't know.
Ruelas?
I don't know.
Oh, that's cool. It's cool because I think he might be Latino.
Yeah. Oh, is he? Or is he Luis? Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah. I like it because I'm looking at him, I'm like, how do I feel? I like it because he's taller than her, so she can finally wear heels and not have
She's
to
not with Joe, she couldn't?
She could, but I feel like, sometimes when you're with a shorter guy that isn't confident in his shortness, you kind of gotta do the hunch over, like, oh, come on.
Do you hunch over with me?
No, you're like 6'2". I don't have to hunch over with you. But this guy's got little joggers on, so he looks a little cute. I mean, he's got the tan going on like her. I could have sworn I saw a picture of this guy and he did not look this cute. So maybe this is just a really...
Was he eating or something? Sometimes when we eat, we don't look cute.
I don't look cute when I eat.
Yeah, I don't either.
It kind of looks like...
They look cute.
Her realtor or something. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like this looks like...
But that's like how rich people look. They constantly look like fresh and clean. They probably like...
Yeah.
That's just the realtor look is how you look if you're rich.
He looks like he's selling sunsets, or he's on that Bravo selling show. What is that called? Why am I looking at you? You're like, I only watch this for you.
You're married to Bravo. I'm just here for the ride.
No, you're married to Bravo. I am Bravo. Okay, so that's her boyfriend. That's her husband. See, he's like standing on a hill here. Joe Giudice is.
Got it.
And all their kids are real little. So, all right. Well, good for Teresa. What do you guys think? You think he's a cutie patootie?
Yeah.
Someone said, "Stop now, Joleen." Her time is done. Let's see what you guys are saying. I believe Chell. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you guys are hearing the dad story. I think you're reacting to that. Joe lives in the Bahamas now. He seems like a guy who would like to live in the Bahamas
too if I was in trouble with the law.
Yeah, well, he served his time, apparently.
Yeah, well, he probably has some other shit, and that's why he's out there.
I wish she would have got together with the pool guy. There was a pool guy that she knew since she was young.
Really?
And
he's too poor?
No, he has a pool company.
Oh,
so he's not poor at all. And you thought it was just like her pool cleaner or something. Yeah, no, it's like his company, I believe. And they've known each other forever, and I was hoping that they had gotten together. So I'm tired of all these crybabies. Upgrade from Joe. Yes, upgrade from Joe. Joe Giudice sucks.
Why?
He's mean. He called her, "See you next Tuesday." He's a cheater. Yeah.
When?
Seasons ago. He said horrible stuff. He's a cheater, pumpkin eater. She got herself into it too, but he just always has treated her, I think, just so poorly.
Well, do you think she was pushed into it? Because you said she really can't read. So maybe she just trusted her.
I think she can. Did you take that literally?
Yeah.
No, she's not illiterate. She's not a writer.
Okay.
I think I said Eric Trump can't. I just randomly say people can't read. I'm going to have to be careful because I assume you don't take anything.
You heard it on the live. Watch her edit it out on the podcast.
So, he's a toy making. That's what he's doing now, Chow. He's making these freaking sex toys because
Joe Giudice?
Which is so ironic because I guarantee he's never truly ever pleasured a woman. Do you know what I mean? Like, he just strikes me as that kind of guy that just, no, you can kind of tell.
Does he have money?
Joe Giudice, he had fake money. Like he didn't really have it. That's why he was scamming and not paying and got in jail in the first place. I just don't like Joe Giudice. I don't like him a part of the show. I don't like him.
Can I be devil's advocate here?
Sure.
I like him.
But you don't. I know you don't.
I don't like him.
I know you don't. I was like, because even the way you talk, you're like, he's probably in the Bahamas doing some other shit. Like, he's slimy. I don't care. I think some people like him, but I think he's a slime ball. And I know his daughters love him, and God bless, but.
Well, I mean, what a hard position to be put in.
What?
I mean, even if your dad was the worst guy in the world, you still love him.
It's your dad. Yeah, it's not. that they don't know any different, you know? Joleen, you can tell I'm not up for Joe and Teresa. Yeah, it's Teresa. Nana won't watch Jersey purely because Teresa's on it.
Really?
No, she
What's
doesn't.
wrong with Teresa?
Well, there's a
From
lot.
Nana's perspective.
There's a lot wrong with Teresa.
Oh.
Teresa is a favorite of Andy Cohen. Teresa's gotten away with quite a bit of stuff. Most people wouldn't be able to go to jail for fraud or whatever, you know.
Do you think she plays up the
stupid?
Stupid card?
Oh, for sure. I think she knows. There's something, though, that is entertaining about Teresa. And I know that some people won't like that I say that, but there is something that's entertaining about her.
Is it that she's like plays up the dummy?
No.
Like how you say sometimes, if you're in trouble, just play up the dummy?
Honest, or
I didn't
play
know.
the dummy. Play the dummy.
I didn't know.
But I think, I actually will take that back. I don't think she plays it up all the time. I think
she is a dummy.
I think
is that what you're saying? What's entertaining about her?
I don't know. Well, I think that she'll pop off. I think, but she also what she did to Jackie this season was just not right.
Do you think that
she can't ever admit she's wrong? Which
do you think
sucks.
she's authentic to herself?
I think that's who she is.
Yeah.
I don't think she's faking it. Like a Jen Shaw, she's faking the funk. She took notes from other housewives for the season. I think this is who Teresa is.
Jen Shaw.
She was from Salt Lake City. She got arrested. She's defrauding the elderly, allegedly.
Oh, she's the robocall lady.
Yes, robocall.
Yeah, I hope she burns
Sally.
in hell.
Right? When you defraud the elderly, burn, baby, burn. No, thank you. Yeah, scammers and thieves. It is. And then they were the ones that were like, oh, immigration, but they were all build a wall, you know, the Giudices or whatever with their politics.
Oh, they were like immigration, you mean like for it or against it?
Well, I think they were against it, but not Italian immigration, but they were very like, there was some comments that I think were made. And I should have it in front of me, but people were definitely calling them out as kind of hypocritical. You know, because the way they thought of like any kind of immigration from Latin countries compared to they thought they should be held at a different standard, it seemed like, because if you're very like pro-Trump and his immigration, well, if your husband breaks the law and defrauds people and doesn't pay and all this stuff, then he gets deported. They wanted special treatment. But no, you're in the camp that says just coming over here and not, then you're breaking the law. So if your husband did that and did more, you know, I mean, is more of a criminal, like got charged with more crimes, then he should definitely go back. So it just seemed very, very hypocritical.
That's probably why he's in the Bahamas, because like a lot of people with money go to the Bahamas. So he's just like ready to like get on his new business venture with people that just head down there.
Yeah. And Teresa's just had, like Coco Loco says, remember what Teresa did to Marge last year? She set Marge up to get attacked by Danielle, basically. Like encouraged Danielle to go pull the Marge's hair. And then...
Because it was fake?
No, because to
Pulled
fight.
Marge's hair
to fight. Yeah, to like fight her.
Danielle she's not on this.
No, she's an OG and then was off for a long time. And then they kept bringing her back for God knows what reason. We don't need her back. But I'll be honest, there is something I find entertaining about Teresa. I know it's not right.
But it's just that she's authentic to herself.
Maybe she's just authentically horrible. You
so
know?
after Teresa, who else do you think is entertaining on this season?
I actually think this group of women, I wouldn't change anyone right now.
No, but who's number 2?
Oh, number 2 is...
Who's Scottie Pippen?
Oh, to my Michael Jordan?
Yeah, Teresa's Michael Jordan in this scenario.
Okay. Jennifer.
Jennifer's number 2.
I think, because she's, and I would say Marge is like a, you know what? Jennifer's Dennis Rodman and Marge is Scottie Pippen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay,
Jennifer's
Marge is number 2.
A Dennis, she's a Rodman because she'll just get into some crazy stuff. She falls face first. She likes to party. She's going to marry Carmen Electra, like for sure.
Okay.
I would say that Phil, was that the coach guy?
Phil?
What was
yeah, Coach
that's
Phil.
Dolores.
She's the coach?
Kinda. She's
always talking to Jordan, letting everybody do what they want to do.
Yeah, she's always talking to Teresa. And she kind of follows along, but also she's chill. Wasn't Phil pretty chill? Okay.
Phil was chill, but
sports analogies, I'm struggling.
Since he's the coach, Phil, I would feel
Phil
like,
Jackson.
I know who Phil Jackson.
Okay, sorry. I got excited that I knew. I know who that you know. I'm just trying to say the 90s championship, like 1995, 96, 97 championship Bulls. I watched The Last Dance. I know what time it is. Okay. So then Dolores is Phil, Melissa Gorga. Who's another bull? I can't name any other bulls.
Okay. Just guess a bull.
Okay. Not Charles Barkley.
Not Charles Barkley. That was a great bull. I think there were like 10 of them on there.
And then Jackie. Oh, well, who else is on there? I know I remember seeing these guys, but I don't remember their names.
Just say a name.
There was a white guy.
Okay, white guy.
That was
Good.
like, he was in the documentary.
Uh-huh.
But he was kind of old.
White guy.
Was he old?
Yeah.
Okay.
The old white guy. Got it.
Jackie's the white guy.
All right, MJ, we're going to put in the ball. You pass it to Pippen. Pippen, if you see old white guy open, throw him the rock.
There was a white guy.
And Rodman, I need you underneath, because if old white guy, I don't know what his strength is. He really can't shoot the ball.
Poor Scotty. He got effed money-wise.
Yeah.
In that scenario. And then Melissa is
I think you can stop. You don't have to
okay,
keep
I'm
going.
not good at this. Think Space Jam. Oh, Shaq.
He
Was
wasn't in
Shaq
Space Jam.
was he on the Bulls? Shaq
No.
was never on the Bulls. He was on the Orlando Magic.
And he won a championship with this team.
The Dallas Mavericks. No. The Lakers.
Yeah.
Lakers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Oh my God, you guys. This is like
Thanks, Ricky.
oh my gosh. Okay. Please continue to me since it's a struggle. But okay, so there
Starting point guard for the Chicago Bulls, old white guy.
Y'all ready for this? Oh my God, I'm like sweating. This is too fun.
It must be 5 p.m. because he's scoring a lot. He's eating dinner.
Supper. Old people eat supper. Derrick Rose, Noah. Okay, you guys are saying names, and
No,
I'm like,
those are other Bulls players,
Oh.
but not at the same time. Derrick Rose played for a team. Never mind. We
Okay.
won't go down there.
What about Noah? I don't remember Noah.
Noah was another Bulls player.
Who built the ark? Noah. Okay.
Yeah, that's a different Noah.
Great documentary though. Clearly, I
Watched it.
I did.
Clearly.
And clearly I learned a lot. Okay, so old white guy. Okay, so there's something that I do still like about Teresa, despite all of her flaws. She has all those flaws. I feel like I have Andy Cohen
She's authentic. That's what you like about her.
blindness to her, because Andy said they did that recent article. I talked with Busy about it in during Sip and Key on Wednesday in Vulture about Bravo and breaking down Housewives and kind of race relations and all kinds of stuff. And he was saying he didn't want to fire Teresa after she went to jail because he wanted her story to continue, to see how she came out of that.
Because of ratings.
Which for ratings, exactly. But to a point, I understand. I get it, because it's like, oh, okay.
Well, then
When people go to jail, you should be able to work again for sure. If you serve your time, you do your thing. But then I'm also like, no, what these people did, if I think of like a Jen Shaw and ripping off the elderly, I don't think she should have her job after this. After you defraud the elderly, you shouldn't be given a huge platform to make money off of and to get famous off of. So I'm conflicted.
Well, I think it goes back to what life is about. Life is a very gray area. There's no like real black and white. There's a lot of hypocritical people out there. Like I could say I love the planet, but if I go buy a bottled water, I mean, I'm really fucking over the planet.
Yeah, you made me give up bottled water. Now this is my bottled water.
Showing it off doesn't make you a better person.
You guys, I'm such a good person. Look at me. Oh, Steve Kerr. I think that's who it was.
Steve Kerr.
Thanks, Rami.
Who's
Thanks,
also
cousin
the
Rami.
coach of the current
Mavericks.
No.
Lakers.
No.
Timberwolves.
Still in California.
The Golden Nuggets.
Okay.
Is that a team?
It's in Denver.
Who is the Sacramento Kings?
No. Close though.
Is that a team?
Yes.
The Kings are hockey.
No, they're also basketball.
The Spurs.
Who plays in San Francisco?
The Golden Knights. Oh,
that's Las Vegas hockey.
I know their logo because my brother wanted
What's
a
their
hat.
logo?
It's the bridge.
Uh-huh.
It's the Golden Gate.
What color is it?
Trailblazers.
No, that's Portland.
Do they still have a team?
Yes.
What? The Nuggets.
No, you already said that one.
Can I have a hint?
Yeah, it's in San Francisco.
The Golden Bridges.
There's no Golden Bridges. It's the Warriors.
I would have never got that. The Golden State Warriors.
Yeah.
Golden State. Okay. Oh my gosh, you guys. Danielle says, I did good, even knowing the Bulls were a basketball team. My hubby was proud.
Nice.
Yes, Danielle. The Warriors. The gold. Oh, because that little cute guy's on it, and his wife cooks good food, and she's cute. And they've been together since high school.
And his little daughter is usually on the
and he's nice,
press conferences.
He's like
do you
a
know
nice.
his name, or do you want me to?
He's little.
1, 2, 3, go. Say a name.
Steven?
Curry. Steph
Curry.
Yeah.
And his wife, and they're like high school sweethearts. I know more about their person. Alicia Curry.
Is that what it is?
She seems cool. Yeah.
Anyways, I think going back to the Andy Cohen thing, by allowing Teresa to be like, hey, we just want to see their story continues. All it does is it goes back to whoever the original or whoever the housewives are currently, and it allows them to do bad stuff, because essentially there's no punishment for you to be caught doing these horrible things as long as it's good television. So
exactly, like that doesn't matter.
But I don't think it'll continue with the Utah girl, because she's so new and people are already so invested in Teresa that if Andy Cohen didn't give her another contract to continue, she could probably go off on her own and have her own reality show somewhere else, because she's been on TV for so long that people would want to see what would happen. She's
so annoying. Well, they're filming. Andy must be just like creaming in his pants. I don't know why I said creaming in his pants.
That's okay.
But must be creaming in his pants.
Is he hurting for a squirting?
He's hurting for a squirting because they're filming season 2 and the feds came for her during filming.
During filming?
Don't think that Bravo didn't help out setting that up.
Yeah.
I mean,
we're going to be here at this time. You let us know when you want to stop.
And it was like they stopped the van with the women on it on their way to a trip, allegedly. Really? Yeah.
Does she have an ankle monitor?
Then she wasn't with them because she found out, she got tipped off and they showed up at her house or something. I don't know what she asked. She was arrested. Who knows where she's at right now? These people somehow get out of it. I was surprised Teresa and Joe even did any jail time, you know? So, but going back to you saying there's gray area and you never know what people are going through, I kind of felt this way with Jennifer, which I've never felt this soft to Jennifer before, but I think the stuff going on with her parents, I think Marge just assumed that Jennifer is not struggling with anything, but everybody, even the people you hate, are struggling with things.
Yeah,
you know?
Of course.
But what did you think of Marge bringing up Jennifer's live she did during COVID with people waiting on their stimulus checks? And she's like, oh, I need a housekeeper. I need a nanny. And
I think it just continues with the already pushing out with Real Housewives, is that these are women that are very live in a good life, a life of luxury, even though they might not have the money and they're putting it out there. But I mean, she's just playing her character, whatever that character is. So, you know, we could always say like, well, what about people who, during COVID times waiting for their check? Well, it's like, well, what about third world countries and we're going to water parks? It's like, there's always going to be some type of hypocritical thing going on, that something we might complain about, we can look at other parts. I mean, it would be more insensitive if like Jennifer went live after someone commented, I'm waiting for my stimulus check. And then Jennifer went live and was like, well, I'm waiting for someone to help me out, you know?
Yeah, like I wish I was just waiting on a stimulus check. I am waiting to get my nails done. Girl, look at these cuticles. You'd be like, but I feel like that's something Jennifer might say.
Why?
Because she's tone deaf to things.
You think she's tone deaf? Why is she tone deaf?
I think this is how she's been since she's been on the show. She just doesn't, I think now she's too rich, and she's been rich. You know, when people get money for a long time, I think they kind of forget, you know? And I think there's part of Marge that resents that part of Jennifer. Marge always, she kind of resents that, which is weird because I feel like Marge's ex-husband had money too, but maybe Marge has always worked. So she kind of resents that the women who she doesn't. The one thing I don't like what Marge does is she treats the moms, the stay-at-home moms, as if they're not working. Like, we know Jennifer has a lot of help. We know Jennifer, but she still got 5 kids. You still got a husband. It's a lot of work, So I don't necessarily like the kind of mom slander that Marge says, but Tammy says tone deaf. Marge said it well. Jennifer is tone deaf. She's tone deaf. She definitely is. Just with the stuff she says. So, yeah. Her tagline says it all, Kiki says.
What's her tagline?
I forget.
I'm Jennifer and I'm tone deaf.
I'm Jennifer and my problems are bigger than yours. So is my pocketbook. You know, it's like, that's not it.
She'd be like, I'm Jennifer and I'm tone deaf.
What's tone deaf? And then Teresa would show up. What's tone deaf? Sarah Smile says Bravo believes in drama equals more views. That equals more money. Hate watching brings money too. Exactly.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Follow the money.
It's like when you look at someone's Facebook profile from high school and their life's like going total crappy, and you stumble upon it and you're like, how did it get here? And then you're like researching through their wall and you're trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
But you can't really, because it's just like years of all the crappiness.
Years of crappy that got him there. Nunya Business says Jennifer is trying to become the new Teresa. You saw how she showcased her cooking skills by mixing lettuce with more lettuce. Now, Chell, you're the cook of the family.
Yeah.
What did you think of Jennifer? She's preparing for her party. She's got her mom there. She's talking about her mom's tummy shirt. Her mom's like, I like my tummy.
Food looked great. Amazing. Mm-hmm. My only issue is I wish she had gloves on when she was mixing the tabbouleh.
She said she washed her hands.
I get that, but I'm a big believer that if you're going to serve other people stuff, you have to be very careful.
Especially in times of COVID.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is with COVID, it's more about like breathing it in because it obstructs your airways and it attacks your lungs. If you eat it, you're more likely to kill it than anything.
Really? Because every time we would get to-go food, I'd be very worried.
Really? Of eating COVID?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's more breathing it in.
Could have just asked you, I guess. But
yeah.
I was like, God, there were times during COVID, early COVID, I'm like, should I just spray this shit?
Well, it's just like your stomach acid is going to kill a lot of bacteria and bad stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's essentially, it's one of your defense mechanisms.
Look at you using those new classes. So cute.
Save me.
Mm-hmm.
Press one now. Press one now and send.
I'm ovulating.
No, you're not. Stop it.
JK, I'm on the menses. But okay. So yeah, it's a struggle. It is a struggle sometimes watching Housewives if you kind of because sometimes they're not good people, like we said earlier. And I think the thing with Teresa that people struggle with is I get it, because I have my own struggles with Teresa sometimes too, is because she's not going to change. She doesn't want to change, and she's okay with being a dick. And she doesn't apologize. I mean, she did apologize to Jackie.
That's why you like her.
But that's who she is at her core.
It's like that pop-off girl from Bad Girls Club. It's like, that's just
Tanisha?
Yeah.
Oh, I love Tanisha.
Pop off. She was authentic. That was just who she was. She wasn't trying to be someone different.
I'm so proud that you remembered Tanisha.
Yeah, because I remember Pop Off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's doing better now. Not that she wasn't doing better then, but she's got like a kid, a house. She's skinnier.
Nice.
Yeah, she's killing it. But she's not in the bag.
She
popped off, but she's not in the. Well, then she did fight with Natalie Nunn over the bringing back the Bad Girls Club. Okay. So back into this episode. So you like the food, but you said you wish you wore gloves.
I wish you wore gloves.
She made tabbouleh. Did they have tea? Is that the little drinks she had? I forget.
Tea.
When all the moms came over, so there was.
Yeah, they had tea. This
was
the last scene was when the moms came over,
and they everyone's mom, obviously, except for Teresa. This is one thing that does get me about Teresa, is that I just really do feel for her, because I know how close she was to her parents. And when anyone is close to their parents and they lose their parents, and when I remember Nana lost her mom around Teresa's age, maybe a little earlier. And Nana was really close to her mom. And so my heart hurts for her, because then I think about losing Nana and how close I am to Nana. So I feel bad for Teresa in this moment, because she's invited. She goes to this mom-daughter, and they're all sharing stories, and it's pretty funny. Dolores apparently tells her mom she's just banging it out with dudes, which I did not expect that, but awesome. And then we see Jackie's horrible braid, and then she's talking about BJ's. Jackie does not give a BJ.
Yeah, she doesn't like it because she had to do it in high school all the time. That's what she said.
I don't think she did it in high school all the time.
Yeah, she said that's what the nice boys all wanted. They wanted BJ's in the back of their car.
I didn't equate that with she had to give it, because...
That's why she said, and that's why I don't give BJ's anymore.
Oh, so she's BJ'd out?
She's BJ'd out. It was like either like she was pressured into it, and she's like, this is dumb.
Oh, wow. I didn't take it as that, but she's just tired. Her jaw's tired. Mm-hmm. So, yes, now Evan never sees a beach. Not a birthday beach, Not a Tuesday beach, not a thanks for the good dinner beach. No beach. Do you feel bad for him?
No, I mean, if he's not, it's not like he came into the relationship as like, I need a beach.
Can't wait for the beaches.
Yeah.
I think when you take certain things off the table, like I can see like backdoor can be taken off the table, you know? But to take like, she also doesn't want oral sex on herself.
Okay, well then that seems fair.
But I feel like I've never met or heard of, because I haven't met a lot of guys. Well, I have as comedians, but I feel like I haven't met a guy. If there's a guy out there, let us know in the chat who doesn't want a beach. If there's a guy that's, because I do hear women say, I don't like the downstairs. I don't like when a person goes downstairs, but I've never heard a guy go, yeah, I don't like a beach.
I can see not liking a beach.
If you get a bad beach.
Yeah, but it's also like, it could be like, you know, if it's causing your partner to suffer, I wouldn't want you to keep doing it, you know?
Is that what you have to do as a partner? Just act like you're suffering?
Well, I mean, what was that one sketch that you're like, I still like it, and you're like, oh!
Oh, yeah. What was that?
You're like, practice. It was like a sketch where you were giving a beach, but it was like hurting you so much.
Yeah, and I kept saying, oh, no, it's fine. Oh!
Yeah.
So I guess that could get you out of beaches. But I'm just, I'm going to try that. But it does surprise me that you can just, I mean, you can totally take anything off the table. It's your relationship.
Yeah, as long as you come to an understanding, it's okay.
I feel like that's, yeah. And women, they say some women don't enjoy it, but I think there's a lot of that comes with our stuff is inside, literally and figuratively, where we are told like it's, you know what I mean? Like we're not told, like you guys just have parts that are like, boom, you know, it's like, here's my, boom, who wants to see my blow? That's why you guys send it in pics, not you. But, you know, we have friends that send dick pics and then we end up seeing them because.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but
okay, I'll get to the point.
You've seen our friends' wieners.
I've seen quite a few of our friends' wieners because they send unsolicited dick pics to friends, and then friends are like, oh my God, look what blankety blank. And I've shown you before, and you go, don't show me that.
I don't look at that.
And I've shown you lots of stuff that you did not like. And it's kind of part of our marriage. But I think there's more women who would like the downstairs and their partner going downstairs if we were taught to, you know, like our own bodies and that they were good and clean and great.
I have no idea how this conversation came up.
I just wanted to make that feminist statement.
Point feminine taken.
Oh my God, crickets from the guys on the stream right now. But we haven't seen one dude post that there's 46. There was 47 people here. We lost one. He probably left to get a beach. And who would say they don't like. I've never heard a dude say.
I'm sure they're out there.
That I prefer not BJs. Like if you were just like, I'm giving out BJs today, and there'd be a guy going, no, not me.
I would say no, not me. If it's someone
you love and you're attracted to, and you're
I'm giving out BJs today, I'm like, I'm going to cross the street. You, sir, crossing the street extra fast. Would you like a beach? Why are you running? Free beaches.
I guess, yeah. If it was someone you're already intimate with and you love and whatever.
Oh, well, when you're first intimate with someone, I think that there's things that happen, and then if beaches never come on the table, it's like I'm never gonna expect a beach if I never got a beach when we started dating. You know, it's like
I feel like you would have that conversation.
I don't think you have that conversation
as a relationship, as a couple. You would talk if you were like, hey, I enjoy this.
What's the game plan tonight?
When do the beaches
happen? So when should I second
pee?
period?
Were you gonna say pee?
First period beach. When are we gonna get to the beach?
Period as in a hockey period,
yeah,
sports,
as
or
in sports, yeah.
A woman's
in this
menstruation.
fourth period sex game. When do I expect the beach? Is it gonna be overtime? Like I just need to know. Like,
are there periods in other sports?
Just hockey.
Okay.
And what's it called? Basketball.
Oh, they have periods? They have quarters. Fourth quarter.
That's football.
Oh my God. You would think I don't know anything. All right. All right. But there's probably not going to be a guy that's going to join and say, hey, I'm not a fan.
I don't think that you really attract a lot of
men
that like that.
Basketball has 4 quarters.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys.
4 quarters.
I'm
Thank
learning.
you.
I'm you're killing us, Joe. You're killing us. I've known women that don't like receiving though. Yes, I've known so many women that don't like receiving. I think that's the point. If you ask most women, they have friends and you're like, you don't like receiving. But I think there's something about our bodies that subconsciously or we're taught and we're it's not as encouraged. Where wieners, they're like, everyone should want their mouth on this.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay, I'll move on. I know that I'm taking a little bit too much time. What about innings? What about innings?
What inning do I get a beach? When is the 7th inning beach?
The 7th inning stretch. Yeah, the 9th, the bottom of the 9th.
Yeah.
I'll be almost passed out, so it better be quick. It. What was the Chris Rock joke? Lick, lick. Is it hard? Put it in. Like, once you're married, you get to the point, like, lick, lick. Okay, sorry. A little Chris Rock moment. All right, you guys. So, going back to this party, talking about deceased mothers. I don't know how I got on BJ's, but I got there. So, my heart hurts for Teresa in these moments because I know that she feels, and we've seen this season, you didn't see the episode, but Joe Gorga freaked out, and he's right, about Joe Giudice stealing time away from, Teresa was involved with it too, but how Teresa was in jail during like time she could have spent with her mom. Her mom died pretty soon after she got home from jail. So I think she feels like that those last moments at last time, those were kind of taken, but it's her.
Well, you don't pick when
her
you go
stuff
to jail.
too. Yeah, but that's how it works when you break the law like that. You're going to go to jail. So, I just blame Joe Gorga more, or Joe Giudice more, I should say, than Teresa to some respects. But then I remember Teresa just loved spending, but he's just such a slime ball. So anyways, when they're there and they're talking, it was about the Jackie talking about the beaches in high school. And all the moms are there. I thought it was really sweet of Melissa's mom to hug Teresa, because Melissa's mom, she knows Teresa's parents well because Melissa's married to Joe, and Joe and Teresa are brother and sisters. So those are in-laws. And she actually had a really cute relationship with Teresa's dad, who, passed away as well. So you could tell she was really hurt. And I was like, oh my God, Melissa's mom is so sweet in this little scene. And Teresa was just so upset. And I feel like those are the times that she draws me back in, where I'm like, oh, she's a human. And this is like, I don't know. I get invested back.
It was a really
in
good
her
scene.
story.
Yeah, of course. Because even if you have enemies or you hate people, it's just like there are humanistic qualities of them. Whether they go back home and they're taking care of someone, or they've lost someone that's important to them. Everyone has something that is forgiving about themselves.
Yeah.
We might not see that because, we see only one side of a person. And I look at something like sports, it's like, oh man, if I look at that team that is my rival, let's say like Green Bay Packers, and
you hate the Packers.
Vikings fan. I don't hate them, but I'm a Vikings fan. I'm like, oh man, that Aaron Rodgers, I hope he's such an asshole. But like ultimately, it's just like we have to really think that it's not about team sports. It's also about the human experience. And he has a mom, and if he lost his mom, he'd be sad for him.
I don't think he talks to his family.
Yeah, that's sad.
I only know the T on the athletes. I don't know anything about their quarters or their statistics. We should do Married to Sports next. And I have to watch sports and explain it. Okay. All right. Well, we're working on it here. So so that was a moment where, Teresa laughed and she just said, I've had anxiety. And I'm sure she did. I would hate if mourning my mom. You're always going to mourn your mom, but also all your friends, and then no one else lost their mom but you. You're the only one without a mom. And then she just lost her dad. So then that hits doubly hard. Just really, really, really hard. Okay. So we didn't talk about, and we'll briefly hit on that. Finally, we saw the talk that Melissa said she was going to have with her daughter, and you laughed through that talk.
I laughed?
At the yeah.
I didn't mean to laugh.
No, it was at the daughter when she was like, oh my God, I'm going to, because
her mom. I remember when I was a kid and my mom tried to talk to me about stuff like that. I was like, stop. I don't want to talk about this.
Kids hate it.
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing, but it is important. But Melissa did not do a good job.
You don't think so?
No.
Well, I don't think I'd have that talk in front of cameras.
Exactly. And you could tell her daughter was like, she didn't even want to talk about her boyfriend. And you said, not in front of the camera.
Yeah.
So I felt for Antonia.
Like, you have big boobs and someday someone's going to want to see them. And you're like, oh my God, Mom, I would kill you.
Well, Melissa first said she wasn't going to talk to her about it at all. And I'm like, well, that's not good. And then the way Joe feels, it's like, yeah, my son's, I just don't like Joe's backwards, machismo kind of feel about guys. Yeah, my sons can get it, but my daughter, no. It's like, Joe, how you treat Melissa, because I think in a lot of ways Joe Gorga treats Melissa like a sex doll. Like, he's always talking about to the point where sometimes it's like, it's too objectifying. I get you like her.
It's your wife.
But he like humps her leg. He's just always talking about his wiener.
It's like, what else did I get married for? Like, that's what you say sometimes.
Well, did I say that?
Yeah. You're like, we can't have sex. What else did I get married for? I want to have sex with my husband. I'm like, okay, like, relax.
I do say that.
Like,
I think it's hilarious, though, to say that. I think it's funny as a comedian, but I don't literally go to you and go, Chell, you have to have sex with me right now. I would say that it's probably 80-20 of you inviting it more than.
I don't agree with like.
But the few times you'll say no.
I don't agree with this whole like, is Joe Gorga is treating his wife like a sex doll, because I just don't agree with that, because I think if you're married, you can be physically attracted to your wife. I mean, sometimes I grab your butt during the day and I like that. But from an outside perspective, that might be seen as like, wow, Chell's really grabby and handsy with his wife.
I don't even think it's that. I think it's that he's always talking about them having to have sex. He's always talking about his wiener. He's always talking about, I need it this many times. It's almost like he just discovered sex yesterday.
It's like he sees Melissa and you see him. I mean, Melissa's obviously like really good looking, like, and he's like little. Like, of course he's gonna be like, I want to get it with that person all the time. Like, that's just how it is.
I know, but
he's really proud of himself for hooking in Melissa.
But it almost to the point of objectifying her.
Well, that's edits though. I mean, like, how much do you think
he always talks about Chell, even when he's on Watch Happens Live, and it's like this ongoing joke, and it's a little too much at times. And so it's like, of course, how you think of women, people are going to. He obviously fears that people are going to think of your daughter like that.
I'll agree with you that in the sense that maybe it's like weird if he talks about it on like Watch What Happens or whatever. But I just think that, ultimately in my shoes, it's like, I think that is their relationship and how he flirts.
But she'll even say, stop, knock it off. Like, and he won't stop. So that's the point where it becomes uncomfortable.
More like because it's on television, I think, rather than it just being between them. Because I think between them, I think that happens a lot.
I think her vagina is just tired of it. And I just don't think she wants to be objectified all the time. And he kind of is like, he liked having the wife that stayed home, that had the babies, that cleaned, that cooked, and had sex with them. And that's basically what he wanted her growth to be.
I disagree with that.
Well, I've been watching since season 1.
Okay.
And this is Joe, but I understand you want me to see another side of him.
I just think that ultimately it's just like me. I hate change. Change is the worst. And it's just going through some change right now. And they have to figure out ways to be okay with it. Mostly him.
Yeah.
I agree with that. It's mostly him that needs to figure it out.
He does.
But I still think that this is all about change in their relationship and how it's just different than what it was. And he really, really, really loved how it was. He liked it. That's just who he was.
Kiki says Joleen is outed by Chell. Oh, Chell will out me. Like, he does not. He will let you know. It's disrespectful in my opinion. I think it's disrespectful. I think we're looking at it. You're looking at it from a guy's perspective. We're looking at it from women, and it's just like, I'll tell you, if you were like how Joe Gorga is to Melissa, I would not put up with it, and I wouldn't like it.
But that's not how our relationship started.
No, and I wouldn't attract a guy like that.
No,
because guys like that don't like girls like me. Because I'm like, this is, it ain't happening. I don't know why this became the thing that I do and it ain't happening, but it ain't happening. So there you go. April said women are taught as young girls to keep it safe till marriage, and sex is bad and only for making kids and not enjoyable. It's a Catholic mind. It really is. And I think that, I hope they don't spread that on to Antonia. I hope that they encourage her to, be safe and to have open dialogue and to ask them questions and talk to them, but not.
That's what Melissa was doing.
She's so sloppy. She just.
It's awkward for both of them, but it's a closed doors conversation, that's for sure.
Not on camera. Not on camera. So I felt for Antonia. And then she's asking the cousins. That means she's asking Gia and Melania and Teresa's kids if she's having sex. I can see them going, no, she wouldn't. And Antonia's like, thanks, girl. Thanks. Because why would they rat on her? Maybe Gia because she's older and she's trying to protect her. But
maybe. I
remember, like, I was the oldest cousin. If my little cousins were doing stuff, you know.
Would tell.
No.
You rat.
I wouldn't. I would, but I did talk to them.
Narc.
And I would be like, you guys. And they thought I was only this much old. I was like, I don't know. How much older am I than Steph and Stace? I don't even know. But
I mean, you told Steph what you told her about, like, hey, guys are going to do this, right?
Yeah. No, I had some talks with them about things, but I think they were just like, okay, moldy oldie, you're in college, we're in high school. Like,
get out of here.
Bye.
My genitals, my choice.
Yeah, exactly. My body, my choice. But hopefully they're a little more sex positive and also have Antonia not be shameful of her body or think she's somehow dirty or wrong if she does decide to, before she's married, heaven forbid, try some stuff. It's just so backwards. Their thinking is backwards, but that's how I would do it. I don't know. All right. Well, I've kept Chell here for an hour and 20 minutes, and I'm so surprised he only tapped my little leg once to go, Joleen, let's get on the time here. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this Married to Bravo, The Real Housewives of New Jersey. We'll come back every Thursday.
Wednesday, because
we're going to do Wednesday,
right?
Okay. Yeah, but it'd be kind of late. Well, we could do Wednesday.
We did late today.
All right. We're going to change it to Wednesdays, you guys, and I will do Make the Live, so you'll see it. So you'll have Sip and Key with me and Busy. Then after that, you'll have, that's the problem. I have to do Thursday because me and Busy talk.
That's good. Then you'll be tired and we'll just get straight to the talking rather than going an hour and 20 minutes.
I'll keep you guys updated. I'll keep you updated. But we're back. We're back and we're married to Bravo. We're married to each other and we're married to Bravo, you guys. And hopefully I'll be better about getting episodes up on iTunes. And like I said, me and Nana will be covering Beverly Hills when it starts. And then me and Busy will still cover Potomac, but I probably won't put me and Busy's stuff up on iTunes because we're more under the Sip and Key umbrella. You guys don't have to know all that. Diana Lee, thank you so much. Joleen, nothing is filtered. Nothing is filtered. Nothing. And just so you guys know, check out the Patreon if you haven't, because we do Married to Survivor every Monday night where we share more things about our relationship and marriage and our feelings on Survivor. And I'll be covering The Circle for there. So there's a link in the description.
Monday, you're going to do live on YouTube, though, just to give a taste to everybody, right?
Yeah. I think Chell's like, why don't you just go why don't we do one Married to Survivor so everyone can kind of see what you'll be getting. But we'll just be covering seasons of Survivor. Like I said, we're doing Cook Islands right now. We did episodes 1 and 2. We do 2 episodes every Monday. So we'll do, if you want to watch along with us, we watch and then we come break it down. We'll be watching episodes 3 and 4, Cook Islands. Okay, I think I got it all. I think I got it all. Yes, Nancy, I saw you on Patreon. Thank you guys to everyone who joined. Seriously, your support is amazing and wonderful, and I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for just the love. Follow us on social media. And shout out to our cousin Rami for here. I got to watch this show to understand anything that's going on here. I'm surprised you're still in the chat, Rami. Thank you for being there. So we are watching Survivor Cook Islands, Nancy, if you're curious.
I think it's 12 or 13.
Season 13, yeah.
If you have Hulu or Paramount, you can watch it.
It is season 13. It's Parvati's first season, and Yul. And and Ozzy. Oh my gosh, so good. But thank you guys so much. And if you are subscribed to us on iTunes, I'll try to get better about uploading. I know a lot of you were like, where'd Chell go? We got some bad reviews because people were like, what happened to the husband?
I was pushed out.
He's back. Guess who's back? Chelly's back. All right. You guys have a wonderful night, Chell. I love you. Thank you for being a part of this. And go give each other a blowjob. Bye.
This ain't over.